action. I think that's the most important thing. We're taught to be distracted and comfortable, but we forget the power of action. 2 years ago, I was running like 15-minute miles plus, and I was getting down. I think like my tempo runs are 8 miles, 8-minute miles, right under 8 minutes. And recently, I started realizing how I was probably eating 1/3 of the protein that I should of the protein that I should be eating. And I was at a deficit for so long, and I quickly started trying to hit 150 grams of protein, because I want to build a body that my 10-year-old son is proud of. The only reason why I want abs is to impress my 10-year-old son, and I think the 10-year-old version of me. And because of that, my miles have dropped severely. I'm like now back at 12 to 13 minutes a mile, and I'm thinking back at I think I've put in maybe over 2,000 miles in the last 2 years, and the single thing I think that has contributed to my progress and my decline, and then some more progress, has been action. Right? I've always been not good at not thinking things through sometimes, and which has served me in trying to build the life that I want, the body that I want, and I think the decision has just been to take action. Right? It's easier to pivot when you're in motion. It's easier to change directions when you're moving, but when you're not moving, that's where you're fucked. That's where you get paralyzed by all the potential outcomes. And out of all the books I'm listening to, where it comes to finance, investing in homes, or even staying present, you can miss out. There's a cost, there's a risk associated to inaction and not being involved. Yeah, we can complain about the stock market, the dating, the women, the men, whatever. But there is a risk to not taking action, to not seeing the compound growth of investing a little bit every month, and not getting that workout in. All the things that you want to count, they count, but also the things that you don't want to count, those also count too. The bad decisions that we make. And it's easy to get paralyzed by them when we're not moving. But the goal is when we're moving, just to keep it going, right? We fall, we get back up, we fuck up, we get back up, right? Take action. Take action. No one's going to hand it to you. No one's going to give it to you. You have to take action. There's so much risk, I think, or we get lost in the risk of, making a mistake, and also stuff that I've noticed in the past that have really held me back. I don't know, that's just where I'm at right now, and adjusting my diet and my workouts. I'm seeing that, my heart rate was like really high. It's normally like at 140, 145, for the 7 miles that I run, or the 3. And then when I started eating a lot, it was shooting up to 155, 160, but now it's back down to the mid 140s, and even it's hitting 130 here and there. So, there's always going to be an adjustment period until you level your things out. But I think what happens too, man, is we quit way too soon, man. We quit way too soon. We punk out. We become bitches. And we just cave. You need to hold on a little longer, man. Hold on a little longer, brother. Lock in. It's cool, man. If you fuck up, just get back up and last a little longer, bro. Like, the only thing we can guarantee in this life is that we're gonna have problems, right? But our job is to reframe them and take action, right? It's cool to fucking cry about it. Your heart's broken. Yeah, she fucking left you. Yeah, you thought you were gonna spend the rest of your life with her and she took everything from you, right? It's cool to cry for an hour or for two, but move on, man. Move on. You know? Like, yes, shit's fucked up. Yes, people are dying. Yes, grieve it. Allow yourself to grieve it and go through the process of grieving. But you have to move forward. Don't stay where you're at. Don't stay where you're at. You gotta move forward, man. It's time to fuck some shit up. Why not? Right? Why not be fucking 35 years old, 36 years old and have a six-pack or start fucking stacking your cash? Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Right? What's the worst that could happen? You know, set a goal to achieve something, right? It's not necessarily about the goal, but it's about the person you become in reaching that goal. Go after it, man. No one's gonna hand it to you. No one's gonna hold your hand. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself, man. I know shit is crazy right now. I feel like we're on the edge of, you know, fucking chaos in society. If you think this is chaos, I think we're in for it. You know, and I don't know a whole lot about politics and all this other stuff. I've been doing a lot of political ads lately. You know, I don't care if it's red or blue as long as the money's green. Call me a sellout, but I'm trying to pay bills. I'm trying to make sure that my family has what they need. You know, I have a stupid goal of trying to have some homes so that I can give something to my children before I'm dead. You know, trying to give it to them when my hands are warm and not cold. We only have one life. And we got to make the best of it, man. Challenge yourself. You know, the goal, I think, of society right now is to keep you comfortable, distracted, and fat. So the more that you can be uncomfortable, focused, and strong, you're winning, man. You're rich. My mustache is all messed up. I'll fix it in post. I'm reading this book. I forgot what it's called because I got some books from Libby. So I've been reading those before they expire. But what I'm learning is, like, you know, who are you really? It's not just your age, your ethnicity, your gender, right? But look at your life as if you're sitting in, you know, like a spaceship, right? Like the main part of the spaceship. And you're just observing things going through you or going around you, right? Like, damn, I was on my way to Lake Charles this weekend to pick up some walkies for a job. And I had a flat. Went to church that morning, had a flat. And then I went, and I wasn't thinking, right? I was going to drive with a donut, but I was like, oh, that's not very smart. And so I got it plugged, which in hindsight probably wasn't smart either. 30 miles away from my destination, my fucking tire blew out. And I'm like, my car is like fucking weird, right? I look out to my left on, I-10, and I fucking see the whole outside of my tire just rolling beside me, just fucking like right there, right? And I'm like, damn, what the fuck is that? So I quickly pull over, put the donut on. I'm like a NASCAR, like the guy that changes the tires really fast. And like I did a quick pit stop, fucking 10, 15 minutes later, put the donut on, went to where I was going. And I could easily become overwhelmed by all the shit that's going on, right? I do it to myself sometimes, not gonna lie. But it's helped me so much to sit on the seat and just watch life unfold around me. It helps me to not take things so serious or personal and just be like, damn, that's happening, right? And it's done a lot for me. Obviously, like, I don't do it very well most of the time, but in the times where I'm stressed out or, you know, stuff's happening, you know, I can try and come up with a plan, but also part of it is just realizing, let's see how this unfolds. Let's see how this plays out. I made a commitment. I only had 20 walkies for a job, and I had 5 more that weren't tuned, so I had to like go get them tuned. It was already Friday night or Friday evening, and the place that tunes them was closed, and I still needed to source 5 more walkies, and so hence why I went to Lake Charles on Sunday. And I just committed to it, right? I was like, you know, fuck it, I'll figure it out. What's the worst that could happen? If I don't get them in time, we can get them from somewhere else, you know? But I wanted to take the risk to try and make that money. And you know, and as I'm like stressing out and reaching out to all these people to see if they can sell me their walkies and shit like that, you know, I took a step back, I sat in the chair, and I just observed. Let's see how this unfolds. Throw shit out and see what sticks. I think that's the goal, right? Action. Take action. Throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks. See what sticks. Make it happen. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Let's wait 10 more seconds so we can make it an even 13. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. If you don't know me, my name is Fabian. About, you know, almost 2 years ago, me and my wife separated. After 13 years of being married, we got married in our 20s, had 3 kids, and during one of the worst parts of my life, I work in the film industry, and that year was by far one of the worst financially. I went from making the most money to the least money, and my wife left, which I get it. You know, she didn't feel secure. I got comfortable. I got fat. I lost my ambition. I was depressed. She left. I should have given her an out. And that happened in October of 2024. And then all this within 6 months, one of my cars got totaled. I got hit by 2 vehicles on I-10. And then that same week, I bought a Tesla Model 3. Less than a month later, someone jumped out in front of me. That car got totaled. Both of these people didn't have insurance. So all this stuff happened within 6 months, right? And I had a choice. I could either chew on a bullet, a .357 Magnum from my revolver, or I could watch this play out. Running saved my life. I went from running about 70 miles a year to 100 miles a month, and now I'm like 130. I'm on my 3rd marathon. I'm looking at my first ultra marathon this summer. I'm saying all that to say this. Watch it play out. Take action. Grab yourself by the balls and keep walking. Keep moving forward, bro. You owe it to yourself to see how much you can level up in this game we call life. I'll meet you in the lobby. I love you.